Hello, and welcome to A Word of Hope for Monday of the second week in Ordinary Time. Today's first reading comes from the letter to the Hebrews, and it's speaking about the high priest and what the high priest is like. There are two parts of the reading that really inspire me, both to reflect upon and to share with you. In the first, speaking about the high priest, the author says, "He is able to deal patiently with the ignorant and erring, for he himself is beset by weakness." How important for high priests to hear that. How important for all priests to hear that. How important for anyone in authority in our church to hear that. The challenge to be beyond ourselves in patience with the mistakes of others, because we ourselves are so beset by mistakes. Oh, that we would all have the humility to be in touch with our own mistakes, so that we know how patient we should be with the mistakes of others. And then at the end of the reading, the author says, referring to the high priest, the suffering servant, he says, "Son though he was, he learned obedience from what he suffered." And in another very important line, he learned obedience from what he suffered. And it makes me think of, how do I deal with my suffering? And it makes me want to ask you to consider, how do you deal with your suffering? Do you suffer patiently? Do you suffer loudly? Do you suffer begrudgingly? Do you suffer as someone who has been victimized? Do you enjoy complaining? Do you enjoy grumbling about your suffering? Or do you learn from your suffering? Hebrews says he learned obedience from his suffering. What do you and I learn from our suffering? And do we look to every suffering for what it has to teach us? What can we learn from our suffering and not waste our time feeling like victims? God bless you.